Welcome to Podnastics. My name is Jacob Daniel, and along with my friend and co-host Christian Marsh, we interview gymnasts and let them tell their stories. From college-level gymnasts to Olympic stars, we're going to cover it all. This is Podnastics. Yo, what's up, Pod Nation? I cannot believe I had to pay $20 to go see the freaking Minecraft movie, host Jacob Daniel.
And I am your fresh out of law school prom co-host, Christian Marsh.
And welcome back to Podnastics, the podcast for gymnasts to tell their stories. Marsh, let's get into it. You went to a prom, you say. How'd that go? What do law school students do when they go to prom?
That's a great question. A drink for one thing. That's a big lawyer activity, or about to be lawyer activity. But no, just dance, hang out. It was like nice to see people. Law school environment can be pretty competitive since you're directly ranked against your classmates and even the ones who aren't in your classes. You know, you're competing against them in trial teams, so it's nice for everyone to be social in a non-competitive environment.
Yeah, someone came up to you. They're like, "Man, Marsh, you look great. Remember when I won that mock trial against you last week, you freaking loser? Okay, enjoy the night."
Pretty much. It was that and being like, oh, I really love it when you answer questions in class. And I have to figure out whether that means because they didn't have to talk or because I say dumb things and it makes them feel smart. So it's a little bit of calculus there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was so mean to me. I'm a little flame that I didn't get asked as Marsh's date, but it's whatever. I guess he took his girlfriend who he likes or something. I don't know. I actually did go see the Minecraft movie this weekend, and it's directed by the guy who did Napoleon Dynamite, and it is maybe one of the stupidest movies I've ever seen in my life. I loved it, 10 out of 10. Highly suggest if you're looking for like a good time. But people don't care about your law school prom or or my viewing of the Minecraft movie that had the fire alarm go off during it. Today we have a gymnast who has a pretty great story when it comes to how they were raised, training in a gym, overcoming an injury, not once, not twice, but I think maybe 4 times. I'm sure she'll be able to correct me on that one. We have Alyona Shchennikova on the pod today, so let's get started on a new episode of Podnastics, starting right now. Yay, Alona's on the show now. Woo! I need to go get my Russian translator out.
Stop it.
Alona, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Oh, we're doing just fine and dandy. Marsh, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm
It doesn't matter. Alona,
Hey, Marsh.
Howdy.
we want to thank you for coming on the show today. We have a very hard-hitting question to ask you. Who the heck are you, bud? Who are you? How about you inform us?
Great question. Anyways, my name is Alyona Shchennikova. Hi, Marsh.
Howdy.
I don't think we've ever met.
I don't think so, but I've heard a lot about you.
Oh, awesome. Hopefully all good things.
Oh, exclusively.
Good.
I think the first thing he heard was Alona's usually a bad responder, and she agreed to come on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It takes me like at least 3 to 5 business months.
Yeah, you
Business
responded
months,
the
I
day
like
of
that.
when I asked you too.
I know. Well, it was funny when you asked because I was on the phone with Kaya, and I was like, and she was like, actually, I just got off the podcast with Jacob, and I was like, oh my God. And then it was funny. You texted me the next day, and I was like, I need to say yes before I forget.
Yeah, Alona was like one of the first people I told about wanting to do the podcast too.
Yes,
So-
I'm so glad you started it. I was like, so when you told me to get on it, I was like, I have to. I remember you talking about this.
I was gonna say if you said no, I was gonna be like, Alona, you agreed to this a long time ago.
Like 2 years ago.
Literally, when I first I think I looked at Alona, I was like, Podnastics is a really good name. I feel like I have to do this.
And I'm glad you finally are. It just took 2 years to get it up and running, but it's fine. We got it. We got there.
It took me 2 years to realize, Mike, I need a co-host who actually knows the sport a little bit. I have the connections. Marsh is the brains. I'm the other brains, the right side, the not that great side. So going back to you real quick, we want to know who you are. So how about you introduce yourself a bit?
Yes, I'm Alyona Shchennikova. I'm 23 years old and I'm a gymnast at LSU. This is my 6th year at LSU, so crazy. I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest gymnast in history at LSU to ever be there. But it's been fun. It's been exciting. I'm really glad I got 6 years to be at the best university, but it's been a trip. It's been a journey.
Do they call you grandma or what?
Yes, they do. They call me Grandma Babushka.
Oh, but yeah, babushka, that's a
Yep.
big one. I had a lot of Russian club teammates growing up, so that was, of course, one of the first ones we learned.
Yeah.
I'm in my seventh year at William and Mary because I did my 5 years on the team and law school's 3 years. I
That's
also
my
get called,
fan.
yeah, Grandpa, Pops. Pops is my favorite. I like that one.
I actually don't mind it. Yeah, I'm like babushka, call me it. I feel like I go by the name. Every like away trip, I'm like, I'm gonna go take a nap really quick. Everyone's like, all right, Lom.
So going back to early beginnings, I think you might be one of the first guests. Your parents were your coaches for the majority of your life, right?
Yes, correct. So they were my coaches growing up, and they were gymnasts, and my grandparents were gymnasts. So I kind of just come from a gymnastics family. I was born into it, which I'm really happy. But I was just a little gym rat growing up, and
Yeah.
probably still going to be a gym rat my entire life.
And you were born over here, right? Or were you born in Russia
I
first?
was actually the first one born in America out of my entire family. So I was born in Salt Lake City, and I have an older sister, and she was born in Russia. And then I have a younger sister, and she was born in Colorado. So we're all born in different places, but they also did gymnastics.
I was gonna say your little sister just started this year, right? And
Yeah, she's
then
doing amazing. So she's a gymnast at Boise State. She's a freshman, and she got like freshman of the year for that conference. Like she's killing it. I cannot wait for her to like just like to see how far she goes. She's gonna kill it.
Marsh put the other Shakova sister down for a future episode.
But literally, I'm pretty sure
So
my older sister would love to be on it too. She can tell you about her trip with the Elite World and at Michigan and all that stuff.
older sister is Paulina, right?
Yep.
That's right.
So she went to
I
Michigan, I
remember.
went to LSU, and now my little sister's at Boise.
Man, whole and I bet the parents are nothing but proud.
Yeah.
How was that like having that dynamic with your parents, them being your coaches and them also being mom and dad?
I personally, so many people are always like, I don't know how you did it. I can never have my parents as my coaches, but I personally loved it. My dad's my best friend. They were my biggest supporters. Like it was always not just my dream or their dream. It was our dream. So whatever they did, we did it together. I always like am in awe of them because whenever my sisters go, I'm like nervous. I have to like leave the arena to like watch them, but my parents were coached me and my dad was like spotting me on bars and I'm like I don't know how he like didn't pass out when I was competing because like I think I would get more nervous watching my siblings than I would myself, so I don't even know how they did it. I give them all the applause. I don't know if I could have gone as far as I did without them, so everything, I'm just grateful for them, and I'm just, yeah, I loved it more than anything.
That's awesome. I know people who like grew up with their parents as their gymnastics coaches, and a lot of them look back fondly now where it's like one of those. But I remember one of my teammates, his dad coached us for a minute, and his dad like just flamed him one day during a practice, basically being like, "Yeah, you're failing your classes. You didn't pick up your room, and oh, you can't even dismount right." And
Yeah.
I remember looking at my friend. And I'm like, "Man, this is just rough city for you. I'm just lucky my dad coaches me in basketball."
No, I was like always saying like I'm really glad that I had the relationship that I had with them because I could see how it could have easily gone wrong, but they were just, I think since they were gymnasts, they understood too. And so they just like I think what I liked most about it is like they had a sense of understanding. If I was having a hard day or just a great day, they were always there with me. And I'm not saying every day was sunshine and rainbows with them. Like we got into it a couple of days, like as every teenager would with their parent. But yeah, I'm just really glad I had them in the beginning of my gymnastics career because now being in college, I think they're my number one fans. Like you would never even think they were my coaches. Like they're just like being loving, supporting parents and like wanting their anything I do, I can like send them just like a basic like cartwheel and they're like, yes, 10.
That's awesome. I grew up with my mom being at my gym, and I think she was always super supportive. I love my mom. She knew I never had like Olympic dreams, but she was always very supportive, and I could never get her to stop. Like, if I had a problem with a teammate, like if I wasn't looking, she would try to go like. There was one time one of my teammates threw my like Nintendo DS in the trash. And you would have thought my mom was like the bully from like a high school movie because she like cornered that kid and was like, "What were you thinking, punk? Like, huh?"
You're like, mom.
A little bit, a little bit. Speaking of Olympic dreams, there was a moment because we've talked before. I know there was a moment where you kind of were thinking about the Olympics and then you tore your Achilles, right?
Yeah, so I was on that Olympic dream journey and I was headed in the right direction, but the year before the Olympics, 2019, unfortunately, I tore my first Achilles at Pacific, I think it was like Pan Am's or Pacific Rim's qualification, and it was it was like heartbreaking, and I think the hardest part was honestly was seeing my dad next to me because seeing his face is what really got me. And then I just kind of like when it happened, I was really lost for a second because I committed to LSU like 2 weeks before that. And so I was just thinking like, oh my God, like I don't know, like will LSU still want me? Do I go this year? Do I go next year? Because I already called saying that I was deferring for the 2020 Olympics. And I wasn't sure what to do, and I actually had my now teammate Aaliyah Finnegan with me, and I was like, "What do I do? Like, do I call him? Do I not?" Like, I don't. She was like, "Lone, like, calm down. I think you should call him, and I think you should see what he says, because if Jay says anything like, I don't think you should be here, then it's not like the coach that I committed, and I think I need to rethink my stuff too." And I think that gave me a lot of hope to call him, and I actually made my dad call him first, and I was like, "Hey, could you talk to him and like see the lay of the land?" And my dad came back the next day and he was like, "I think you should give him a call too." So I called him and he was like, "So you tore your Achilles. We definitely know how to deal with this. We've had a couple girls on our team have the same injury. I think you should come this year. Like, I think we should come in August, and I think we should rehab you and we'll get you ready for your freshman year." So I was kind of trying to figure out if I was gonna, because I was like thinking that I had a whole other year before to go to college. And I was trying to figure out, I'm like, do I go to college and rehab there? Do I rehab with my parents? Like, what's the plan? And I ended up making probably one of the best decisions of my life. And it truly made me realize that like everything happens for a reason. I think that was my wow moment. Like, oh my God, like everything happens for a reason. Because as much as like I was hitting my peak of my like elite career when I tore my Achilles, um, I think a little part of me was wanting a way out, but I didn't know what way I wanted that out. And I guess like me tearing my Achilles was like a blessing in disguise.
Well, I mean, first off, that's great story right there. To segue, but that, how many times have you torn your Achilles now?
Well, I've torn both of them, so I guess twice. I've torn one of each, but yeah, I was like, that doesn't really happen, I guess.
That's what it was. I was trying to remember how many. I was like, man, did she do three or four? But I'm like, no, that number must be too high.
No, I tore both. I tore one, like my right one and my left one, but the crazy story is that I had four roommates last year, Cami, Kaya, and Kai, and we've torn all eight of our Achilles in the household.
That's what it was. That's
Yeah.
why I was thinking the number was
So
so high.
yeah, it's very crazy, and it's definitely trauma bonded us, and we have a matching tattoo and everything like that from like where our Achilles scar is because the same doctor has done all of our surgeries. So
Did you
yeah.
all get his like little signature for the tattoo
We
or
were
what?
thinking about doing that, and then we were like, that kind of sound like that kind of maybe is weird. So we decided that we're gonna go with our room number. So we have 522 down our Achilles scar.
I
Oh, I
mean, the
love that.
tattoo is cute, but I feel like we also need to check your house, get it like exercised or something.
I know everyone was like, all right, so no one is allowed to room with you guys after this. And I'm like, well, luckily I'm the only one still standing. So,
And you moved out.
and I moved out. Yeah.
She wasn't willing to take that chance again, Marsh. So last year, what did LSU do again? You guys were the national champions.
Yes, we won the national championship for the first time in program history, made history. And I think that was definitely a moment where I was like, wow, like all the Achilles tears, all the tears in the gym, all the hard work, all the blood, all the sweat, like it was very much worth it. Like, even though I didn't do the gymnastics part of it, I felt like it was such like a team thing. Like everyone in that moment like won it from our managers to our trainers to our like nutritionists to our masseuse, like the people that did gymnastics, our coaches, like it was just like a breath of fresh air was finally like there, and like a whole weight off our shoulders just lifted, and it was a memory that I'll definitely remember forever.
So, yeah, last year sounded like the end of a Disney movie. You know, your team all came together, you won, you get that nice, like, freaking ending to an 80s movie. You're all holding the trophy. And then, out of nowhere, you guys all, a good amount of you decided to come back. I know it was you, Livy, and the other ones I don't know the names of.
Yes, there was, I think we have like 10 seniors on our team this year.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
yes, we take up a good amount of the team. It's going to be interesting when we all leave next year because not everyone gets a fifth year, but I am they're mainly the reason why I want to come back. And also, I don't know if I ever told you this, but watching Kaya at the national championship and seeing her like do her comeback made me realize like I want to be like her, and she like inspired me in so many ways, like thinking like, oh my God, I want to come back like Kaya came back. So she
Mm.
she definitely inspired me to make the decision to come back because I was very on the fence about it. But she was one of the main reasons why I decided to take a sixth year.
And you guys are doing good this year too.
We just came back from regionals like last night at midnight. We
How,
were there.
how, how'd you guys do at regionals?
We won.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Tucker's
We
baby.
won. Now we're going to Elite Eight, hopefully Final Four, and then hopefully another championship.
My favorite is when you guys won the oh my gosh, what did you guys win a couple weeks ago that you were telling?
SCC.
Yes, you were winning SEC. I was at bar with some people and I saw you on the TV and I pointed and I go, guys, look, it's my friend Alyona, and my buddy just goes, he does that with every gymnast. He doesn't actually know them.
You're like, no, I actually know this one.
I was like, no, no, I know him. Don't look at Livy. I don't know her that well.
Wait, it's funny though because Marsh, I don't know if you know this, but me and Jacob, we met at Flip Fest,
Hmm.
and on the wall they do this like goal wall thing.
Hmm.
And me and Kaya at our first year put up on the wall to win a national championship. And the next year we won the national championship. So we sent it back to like Ocean them, and we were like, oh my God, your guys' goal wall worked.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Did they ever go dig up the note card of it
I
and
don't
send it?
know. I don't know
What
if they did.
what year was that? That was 2023.
I, I think so. It was either
I'll
23 or 22, but
The next time I'm up there, I'll go find the jar and I'll send you guys a picture of that.
no, but definitely year 2023 was crazy because that was my true senior year. And that's when we made nationals for the first time. We didn't win, but we made Final Four. But honestly, making the Final Four was probably a close second to winning because I think if it wasn't for that year, I think it is what led us to win. I think we would have still won, but definitely the adversity and everything that we went through in 2023 is the main reason that helped us win the 2024 national championship.
So before I throw it over to Marsh for his patented Marsh questions, where do you see yourself next? Like where do you picture your life after gymnastics? Or is your life still gonna be gymnastics?
Yeah, so definitely I am a gym rat. I'm always been a gym rat. I love gymnastics, and I've always known that I want to stay in the sport. A lot of people try to get away from it. I know that this is my passion, my purpose. Even as much as I want to get away from it, I'm gonna probably still be in it because my parents are coaches, my sisters are in the sport. So I want to go into college coaching, but I've also have loved watching gymnastics the past few years. So I think I want to get my judge's license for both men's and women's.
Oh, very cool.
Marsh knows about that.
I
Marsh.
do. I'm a judge on
You?
the men's side. I've been trying to learn women's as well as I can, but slowly and self-taught, mostly through TV, unfortunately. Um,
That's what probably my men's side is going to be. But I personally love watching men's gymnastics. I probably like watching it a little bit more than women's. So I was like, this would be fun if I can like learn the code and judge it.
yeah, if you want to trade notes, let me know. I do this in
Yeah,
my
we'll have
free
like a
time
little
for
study
fun.
session.
So,
My relationship with judging is just thinking like a lot of gymnasts this year should have gotten tens, but that's not the point.
Oh, 100%. I'm like screaming 10 in the judges' faces, and then like a 9-8 shows up, and I'm like, well, that's awkward.
Me and Marsh have talked several times about how we think the judging this year has just been hard.
Yeah, we said
And maybe,
that.
maybe it's fair, maybe it's not. I'm definitely the last person who should be giving my opinion, but
Oh, I definitely remember them saying before the season even started that judging was going to be different this year. They've made like a couple new rules. They've hired like new judges. So, we definitely knew that it was going to be harder, and it was something that we had to more so take from the judges than like give to them. So, whatever we do, we just like know that it's like out of our control. And like if we do good gymnastics, then at least we know that we did a good gymnastics. And we try not to look at the scoreboard until the end of the meet, and then we look up, hopefully we won.
That's great. All right, Alona. Now it's time for Marsh's pattern and Marsh questions. These are very difficult. He spends a lot of hours thinking about them. I'm praying for you. Marsh, take it away.
All right. So my first one is you are a big all-arounder. And so did you always know that you wanted to do all around in college? Because, for example, when my coach first talked to me about competing in college, he asked me if I was going to hang up my high bar grips. And I said, Coach, I'd burn him if I could. I don't want to do all around ever again. He won that argument, and I somehow ended up doing it my senior, my fifth year. But have you always wanted to do all around? Was that something you were talked into? And what was that like?
I think so. I came from the elite career, and when you come from elite, you're kind of just doing all around. It's not even like a choice of like, oh, do fall bars being floor. So I think I just came into college like trying to recover from my Achilles. My first, what was it, 2019? So that's like the first preseason. So I was just trying to learn how to walk and stuff like that and see how far it went. And slowly I just started coming back on all four events. And I could never pick a favorite event. And I always told them that I was like, I don't think I could pick like an event not to do. Like I think I would have a hard time with that. So I just trained all four and then I somehow ended up doing all around and it was great from there on.
Oh, that's great. That answer was actually a skill issue. I'm good at all of them, so I don't have to pick.
I enjoy doing all of them. Like whenever someone's like, "What's your favorite event?" I'm like, "Well, it depends on the day. Like sometimes I have a great bar day, sometimes a great beam day. So I don't know. We'll see which one which one's my favorite today."
Oh, fair enough. And so not only, are you like an exceptional all-arounder, but when I was, looking through your roster accomplishments, all, academic All-American and honor roll was, there a gajillion times over. So how do you balance, your academic responsibilities with your, athletic obligations?
Yeah, so freshman year was definitely an adjustment because I was homeschooled my entire life. I did not go to any schoolwork. I did not do like classroom. Well, that makes it sound bad. I did like online school. So I had schoolwork in high school and like I knew how to like do it a little bit, but like nothing like college. I didn't know how to like go to class and like study and like what assignments were. So that was a little bit of adjustment. And I think LSU does a really amazing job with athletes to like learn how to balance that. They like made sure I had tutors right away. They made sure I had like a structured time class. Like I had to show up for like at 9 p.m. Or at 9 a.m. at this, at 10 a.m. at this, at 11 a.m. at this, like, and it was all in my calendar. And I'm a very structured person. So like I liked knowing that like, all right, if I had to be here at 8 a.m., I have to something at 8, 9, 10, 11. And then it just if it wasn't for LSU, I don't think I would have known how to do any of that. They definitely were an academic source for me. And now I am in my sixth year. I have my undergraduate degree and I have my master's degree now, and I'm getting a certificate now. So I'm just, yeah, I never thought I'd be here.
Absolute bookworm. No, that's awesome. You have that, academic support in full force like that. So, what did you get your undergraduate degree in, your master's, and what certificate now?
Yeah, so I got my undergrad in interdisciplinary studies with a minor in communication, business, and leadership, and I got my master's in HR, and now I'm getting my certificate in like technology management.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, I have a really cool
Yeah.
art degree.
And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to use any of my degrees because I want to go into coaching, so we'll see.
I'm not using mine.
Well, if you end up running a gym, I'm sure like literally all of those would find a way to help out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, and that's kind of why I went to HR for my master's because I wanted to see what it was like to kind of have a little bit in like hiring people, firing people, running a business, and it was actually like a cool course. They like did like classes where you like have to like almost like fail a business. That's like the whole point of the class, but it was cool to see how to like run it.
Yeah, no, there's also, like just the inherent value of education, being able to be around that many people, learn different perspectives. So I'm sure it'll, regardless of whether or not you end up in a gym or in an office, you'll find a way to put it to good use.
Yeah, they always say student athletes make like the greatest like working people because they have like great like work ethic and everything. So hopefully, hopefully that's true.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're like a gymnast and you have to figure out how to, work as an individual, but, in a way that is best for the team, try and play to your strengths, but as they most benefit the people who rely on you. And
Exactly.
that ability to be independent and self-sufficient and, take accountability and show up when the pressure is on, is super important for any, team environment, whether that's athletic or professional. So all of
Yeah,
that'll apply
exactly.
in some way, shape, or form. Checks out. And so, in all of the all-around competing that you have done in your 6 years, do you have a college routine that you are most proud of, or a meet?
Oh my God, there were so many. But I think the one that like I will always, for some reason, cherish in all my memories of competing is my true senior night. I compete in my beam routine and we have beam songs, and my beam song was This Girl's on Fire. And when I was up there, I almost started tearing up because I couldn't even hear it because the crowd was singing it. So like the crowd was like, "This girl is on fire," and I was just trying to like soak it in all up there, but like I was competing, like, oh, I have to finish my beam routine. I can't just like stay on the beam. But like in that moment, I for some reason wanted to stay on the beam forever, and a lot of people try to get off the beam as fast as they can.
That's cool. It's yeah, I mean, it's like a weirdly like, meta moment where you're on the equipment, in your home gym for the last time, knowing that once you hit the ground, like that's it. I experienced something very similar, like on parallel bars at my senior night. And so that leads me to my last question. Do you have a humble flex or brag that something about you or your career that you're proud of that people may not know? When we've asked a couple people, like Jake Dalton mentioned that he had like never missed a routine for Team USA when it counted, and
Wow.
stuff like that.
I don't know. I think it's hard to pick just an individual humbling moment because anything that I ever did, I had a team that backed me up with it. So anything that I did, it was a we did. So I can't really think of anything.
I would say coming back from tearing both Achilles is a very, I would not even use the word humble. I would say that is one of the best flexes of all time.
Yeah,
I,
Absolutely.
no,
I
it's the
sprained my ankle walking up the stairs. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to like come back from two Achilles tears.
yeah, I'm not, I guess yeah, that one is like something I like tell people. I'm like, yeah, I tore not just one, but both of them, and I'm in my sixth year, so we're still trying out here.
Well, no, thank you so much for answering my questions. I'll hand it back over to Jake.
All right, Alona, we have a couple more fun questions before this episode ends. My first question is, what is your relationship to mac and cheese and flamingos?
Oh my God, that is so funny. So mac and cheese all started because so when you're in college gymnastics, you're not just competing for yourself, you're competing for a team. So it's a very high pressure, high stressful environment sometimes. And it can kind of feel like a lot on you. And sometimes I just had to like take a second and be like, okay, in this moment, it's just like the routine's only a minute and 30 seconds. Like my bar routine's only 30 seconds. And if I combine them all, it's maybe a max of like 3 minutes. And I was like, it takes longer to make my like mac and cheese in the microwave than it does to do all my gymnastics routines. So every time I got nervous, I always just thought like it takes longer to make my mac and cheese than it does to make a routine. So that kind of is like just like helps me calm down. And then flamingos started just like randomly. I don't even know if it's my favorite animal. I just like I was playing with like a paper clip one me and I like bent it into like a shape and I was like, if you really use your imagination, it looks like a flamingo. And I kind of put it at the end of the beam for one rotation and we had like a great beam rotation and then that's just kind of how it all started.
So remind me if I'm wrong, but you got at LSU, you guys do a documentary series. It's called The Climb. We talked to Kaya about it a little bit, but you had your own like personal episode. Was it called Mac and Cheese and Flamingos, or was it just called Mac and Cheese?
I think it was just called mac and cheese,
Man, then
but
I don't know
I'm
how I
not
remember
sure.
the flamingo thing.
It was so funny because there was a picture of like a mac and cheese doing a back handspring. Like the mac and cheese was like a gymnast doing a back handspring on the beam. It was so funny. But yeah, that docu-series was definitely I'm when they started it, they asked us what they wanted to capture. And I was like, honestly, I think you need to capture all the hard work we do in the gym. Like the I don't like not the gymnastics part, because like what everyone sees is like us flipping and like pretty sparkly Leos. Like no one sees like the behind the scenes, like us in the gym for 20 hours, like grinding and doing all this hard work and like people getting injured and how much we have to like show them like sometimes compete for our teammates because they're injured on the sides. And I think the climb really showed a great job of doing that. And it's probably something I'm gonna like make my kids watch when they grow up. It was a very inspirational docu-series to say the least.
And you guys are on season 3 now, and you've been in all 3 seasons, right?
Yes.
Did you ever feel, and I asked Kai the same question, but like, did you ever feel pressure with the camera on, or not really?
No, they like we like I get close to like the videographers, so they like are kind of just like family to us, and it's just
Mhm.
like I don't know. If we know if anything is like caught on camera that we don't want, we'll just be like, don't put that in.
I don't know. Like that is, I think it's really cool. Like that is such a special way, I think, to look like to your point, like I'll probably make my kids watch it. That is such a fondly fun way, I think, to look back on your college years of competing as well. Cause now they're just documented. One of these days I'm gonna get around to like just doing the 7 day free trial and bust out these episodes. I'll
Yeah.
make it up Podnastics
We
first.
definitely have to watch the first two seasons because those ones went crazy hand in hand. Because I don't know how one year could lead into another year so well, and The Climb definitely captured that.
It was the part one and part two of The Godfather, but in gymnastics.
No, honestly, and it was so funny because in the last episode of the season two, when we won, there's things that are from the last episode of season one that are exactly the same.
Alyona, spoilers, spoilers. I haven't watched
I'm
The
so
Climb yet.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. It's just it was such like a cool like, oh my God, like everything happens for a reason.
Man, shout out to Geo, right? Geo's the guy who does it. Yeah, shout out Geo, man. I've heard nothing but great things about this doc season. Okay, another fun question for you. You've just had a tough day at the gym. How do you relax when you get done with gymnastics week? What is your go-to thing you do?
Nap. I'm
Yeah.
such a napper. I nap every time, anytime I can. Probably because I'm a grandma.
Yeah, earning that babushka nickname.
Yeah. But I've always been a napper, even like when I was like doing elite, like 12 years old, like I'd be like, all right, in between practices, I'm peace out, I'm gonna go take a nap.
For some reason, I thought it was watching movies, and I was going to make fun of you for the fact that I think it took you like 4 or 5 times to make it all the way through Oppenheimer.
Oh, yep. Oh my God. And I had to watch a YouTube video because I got like confused on what was happening.
How do you get just
Just
watch the movie?
Okay, well, the third time it made more sense.
You know what's crazy? She was probably like, wait, this was a real guy?
The character looks exactly like the main like the real Oppenheimer.
Well, that's Christopher Nolan, baby. He just freaking, I don't know. He's
Cillian
doing,
Murphy.
well, yeah, Christopher Nolan's the director, but Cillian Murphy did look a lot like the real Oppenheimer, which I don't know. But Podnastics listeners, if you're in for a good history movie about the making of something terrible, go watch Oppenheimer. It's Podnastics approved.
You might have to watch it twice.
Yeah, if it makes you feel any better, I think I've started Captain America Winter Soldier probably on 7 separate occasions and have never made it through that movie, and I don't know why.
There's just some movies that is just like a hard watch.
I'm the exact opposite. If I start a movie, I'm gonna finish it, even if it takes me like 7 days. If I have to watch it in like 2 minute TikTok increments, I'm gonna finish the movie. All right. And final question. What are some words of wisdom you would give gymnasts who look up to you right now?
Something I've definitely have just taken and learned a lot my last 2 years is honestly just don't give up. Like even though you think it's gonna be bad, like it's gonna be good in a couple days or in a day or even an hour. Like it just don't give up on yourself. Like you're always gonna be proud that you kept going. And there was a lot of times this year I struggled coming back from the second Achilles injury, and I'm really glad I've made it to the end because now I'm back-to-back SEC champion. I'm part of a great team. We're going to the Elite Eight. We have a really good chance of winning again. And I could have called it quits many times, and no one would have blamed me for that. But I'm just really proud of myself for making it to the end.
Man, hell yes, Alyona. That was awesome. Well, with that, that's our show. So for Podnastics, my name is Jacob Daniel,
I'm Christian Marsh.
I'm Alyona Shchennikova.
and this has been Podnastics. Good night, Russia.